Hey folks, I'm using my iPad. Hopefully this works out good. I am at home.
120, 120.
Cool. Let me see if I can do something. Oh, gonna turn on the lights. Looks good on here too, so I'm okay. My kid's not listening to me.
Nice.
Playing these games. So hold on a sec, guys.
Nice.
Okay, this one's going to be a little short version of it, and I've got my computers and everything set up, so I want to basically give you an idea of how to do proper exposures, especially on your phones, and taking pictures. I'm still sticking to these smaller units right now, but taking pictures, and I will later on go on to the larger format cameras like your SLRs and give you more in-depth reviews on that as well. But right now I want to keep this going. As far as a lot of people take snapshots, selfies and things like that. So I see Kathy's there. Hey Kathy, how you doing? You keep following me, I love that. You're one of my loyal followers, as I call it. You've always been there with me, so from day one, when you used to sit right across my desk, you used to always peek over and say, "Hi Kathy, how you doing?" So if you guys have any other questions also, want people to post it and we'll talk about it. If you guys want to Kathy's saying hi, so I'm learning this a little bit how to handle these things. Hi folks. So I'm going to do multitasking. I've never done that very well. Too old for these games. It's good for the kids, not for me. So we've got Lorraine also joining us. I'm going to give it a minute or two before I start up, and then we'll go into it. If anybody has questions, please put it up so that way I can answer them. If you have any difficulties you are running into, so that way I can always solve it. If I can't solve it on the live program, then I can also do it after off site, and that way I can work with you. If you've had issues with, ouch, my nose is itching, sorry. All right, so going back to your phone, and especially people love taking pictures with iPhones, or I call it iPhone, but other phones as well. So I want to turn this around so you can see me. Notice that? So one of the things that I've learned is if you focus on a subject, it will actually focus on it and also start experimenting with the exposures. You can go up and down, right? So if you have something bright, look at the back of me. That's bright. But you are trying to get this in focus and expose, then put it on the subject. Subject is basically going to expose right and give you a better picture. But remember, I also mentioned try taking pictures this way. They tend to do a better job long term, right? So I've only got 2 people right now, but that's fine. We'll still continue. If you guys have any questions, Kathy, let me know. Lorraine, you're the same. I know you're watching it as well, so if you have any other questions beyond what I'm talking about, let me know. Remember, I also mentioned about holding your phone together, right? So the best way to do this is holding it together and tucking it in to your elbow. Get your elbows in. Now, if you look carefully, I'm doing this reverse, so I apologize. But the buttons on this, especially the iPhones, the buttons are actually trigger systems, and you can use those triggers to snap the picture. But I've also learned over the years, this little item has the shutter button here as well. So if you put this phone on a thing like this, let me show you what I'm talking about. And I got this from, I can't even remember where I got it from, but you can actually put your phone on this little contraption. The phone goes over here, and this is the light source. I've used the light source, and I'll turn it on. I don't want it to be too bright for you folks, but you notice it's a little bright. But this will actually lighten up, depending on how far you stand. It will actually give you a good lighting as well. So I combine these two, and I have actually a monopod. Monopod is a single pole, but it has tiny legs at the bottom. That it has 4 legs, and it also swivels. So a single pole, and it swivels. I usually take that around even with my big camera, and then I use that to stabilize myself. Stability is one of the key items in any picture you do, including using some others. I've taken nighttime shots, not only with this, but with my bigger camera as well, and I've actually used somebody else's shoulder. I've told them to spread their legs a little bit and then hold themselves tight like this and just stand still. Now there's still a slight movement back and forth, and also the breathing part of it, so you're going up and down. But I tell them, all right, on the count of 3, take a deep breath. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and I've got my camera over here, and I also click at the same time. And that basically takes a good picture, no shakes. With that said, you can also do the same thing when you take a picture with your phone, and you can also stabilize it by basically putting both your hands somewhere, and you can even on your friend or whoever, and stabilize it also, because these pictures also tend to shake. A lot of times we're in a rush and it shakes. I had a picture sometime back with my boss, not my boss, my manager at the office, and I was shaking, and then eventually he took the phone away from me and he took it, but even that became blurry because I was blurry, he was okay. So somehow either I moved or something happened. And especially when you're taking a selfie, this is tough. One hand doesn't work as good. You want to use 2 hands as best as possible, and it will work pretty good. So I would always use 2 hands. I've had comments, I think last time when I was doing this show about how to take better pictures, somebody was saying, well, people laugh at you. I don't care if they laugh at me or not. At least my pictures are going to be better than theirs, and that's more important for me. This one has multiple types of pictures that you can take. One is the regular type. If you notice, it's spread out. Then there's one square. This square actually reminds me of my real large camera, the Hasselblad, and most professionals, real big professionals, also use the square formula. And the square formula is very strong when it comes to modeling and large billboard shots, and then it'll crop it in Photoshop to improve it. This system, the phones also have an editing system, they can do that. One of the other items is using this as a pan. If you notice, there's a little bar here, and then as you go pan the system either way, you can actually take the whole house and pan it, but you have to be very stable. My recommendation is put this on the tripod and make the turn so that it doesn't do this when you're taking the pictures. Yeah. So just wanted to give you the heads up on this. There's a few other items that I would also recommend. These pictures, or these cameras actually, do a pretty good job. And personally, I would actually learn a little bit more about it. If you want to do it, look up what do you call YouTube, and you can also YouTube some of the stuff. There's a lot of people out there that does YouTube as well. I just did something on my iPad, and hopefully I think Kathy, not yet, she mentioned not yet. I don't know if Kathy's still there. So I'm gonna do a comment. I'm just gonna pin this and see what happens. There we go. Pin, 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 pin. I haven't done this properly, so I do apologize. Those of you who are in there. There you go. I'm going to pin it here as well. So hopefully people get to see it. It's about 9 minutes or so. I just want to wait a minute or so. If anybody has questions, by all means, I'll be more than happy to answer it, and I'll do it live on the system. And then that way, somebody said, "You have to go, Kathy. Take care. Take the dogs for a walk, Kathy. Talk to you soon." All right. And that, I think I'm going to do is now post it. And basically, I have done most of the work here at this point. I've tried to wait for other people to come in. I think Kathy was the only one that actually responded. Lorraine's still there. I don't know if she's reading it or just in the background. She's not commenting on anything. That's okay. So, having pictures done this way, just to recap, it's a little tough, meaning you get less of a picture and you have to move backwards. This way, you tend to get more of a picture. And as you see, it's gonna, there we go. Better way to do it. There you go. I'm playing there and here. Double-sided as I call it. So you can take a picture here also and put it on the video. As by the way, this one's got a video setup too, and also slow motion. It can take pictures in slow motion, and also time lapse. So time lapse is basically a picture taken every so many seconds. So if a cloud is moving, so it's going to take a picture here, 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 and when you see it, they'll be sort of all put together, but it will be like a slideshow, and you'll see the movement of the clouds as if it's doing this. So you are taking a picture when the cloud was here, and then you're taking it here, and then here. That's what time-lapse pictures does. So this way you'll see as if it's in a slow motion, the clouds are moving. And you say, wow, how do they do that? There is another program I've noticed a friend of mine uses, and actually if you had that type of movement on the cloud, or even if you take a picture just like that, everything frozen, it actually manipulates the software to be able to make the clouds look like it's going like this throughout through the screen. Or if there's a fire burning somewhere, then it'll do this also. If you go to the beach and just take a picture of the take a picture of the ocean frozen, and you see that it's splashed, he can with that software, it actually does go back and forth like this. You'll see it in motion, and it's pretty neat system. I think it's about $200-300. I don't know the exact amount, but I know it's a subscription or a full-time charge one time, and the software will actually do a lot of things for you when you take a picture, and it actually creates special effects. I'm not too much into gimmicks, but I love it, and if you guys love it also, just make a comment, and that we'll talk to you guys soon. I'm done. I'll actually post another one next week. We'll have another live one, And if you have any questions, by all means, keep me posted or post it on live, and that way I can actually answer some questions also if you have any. All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye.